means that we are now going into a Game 3, and the map couldn't be a better finisher. Dream Altar. Both players are ready, so we're getting started. Time for the final match of Day 2. Game number 1. It's going to be Liquid Haypro versus Happy on Dream Altar. They're tied 1-1. Whoever wins this does begin with that big lead. Keep in mind, round-robin groups of 6, but only top 2 advance. And the game now starting. In the bottom left, the man who's playing for his homeland, the sweet Liquid Haypro. And in top, the Terran superstar gives Standard a new aggressive feel. It is Happy.
There's not really been too many large flaws from Happy so far, though as we brought up in the first game, I think production is probably his biggest weakness. He just does not have enough barracks. Because his play is very orientated around these execution pushes with that one medivac, a few tanks, and a handful of Marines. But after that, he doesn't fall back. He doesn't get enough barracks to continue the pressure. And you can even see that in his supply count. He really doesn't max out very fast either in a lot of these games.
Yeah, I think that's almost the perfect wording for it. He has good execution attacks, these styles that are very refined, very deliberate plays. It's almost the opposite of watching a player like MMA, where it's very free-form, where it's very free-form style attacking. Happy is very much so almost regimented. Even when he gets to the late game, it's very deliberate style of, I will do a drop and a big attack. I will do a drop and a big attack. Not much variety in terms of that aggression, and that could be Happy's undoing in Game 3, because this is a big map, almost guaranteed to go to the late stages.
And Haypro is going to go hatch first on 15. The spawning pool is maybe 15. It might all the way go up to 16. He's going to go 15. Okay, so it's 15 hatch, 15 spawning pool here by Haypro.
All the drones accidentally stopped mining.
Oops. Ugh. That's a pain because, I mean, he's going, what's his hotkeys at right now? So it's like 5 SD, and then he's trying to clicking around, just warming up, and then he's hit
SD and stops all his drones from mining. Now finally that spawning pool is going down. And a drone going out for Liquid Haypro, checking out what's up at that left main.
And the robotic style of Happy here, going for the same build in all 3 games, going for that reactor factory most likely. And that's interesting. He doesn't really adapt to the map or the situation. He's very, like I said, robotic, I guess is the kind of the best word for it. Just using the same build over and over, feels confident with it. And that's the kind of style you get when you play so many ladder games. You don't really change up that much. You just use one build over and over, refine it, understand the weaknesses, the strengths of it, and just really utilize that one style of build. And we do see the reactor on that barracks as once again.
So right now, that's a great pick off from Happy, because if you look at Haypro's vision, did not get to go to the front, doesn't see if there's gas, doesn't see if there's no gas. Marine count doesn't look too high, too low, could still be anything at this point in time. And if he is not careful, Haypro may skip a spine crawler at the front and be vulnerable to that early Hellion pressure.
He did build 6 Lings though. I mean, we've seen lots of variety really. We've seen Jalagza getting 2, we've seen other players getting 4, and now we've actually seen 6 made. So he's going to try and control as much of the Xelnoga towers as possible, push out any form of harassment, and try to get that scanning information. Unfortunately for him, by the time he gets up to Happy's base, Hellions are already going to be on the way. And as you said, well, he actually is going to go ahead and get that spine crawler, and speed has been started, but still, even though he had a spine crawler and speed previous game, did not quite have enough to defend against those Hellions.
You know, something I've always wanted to know, is Happy really that much of a happy person? Because he always has this ultra robotic, deliberate killer style to him, so incredibly intimidating to play against, and it's just very contradictory to think at the end of that, he's like, well, gee golly gosh, wasn't that fun to kill him with Banshees. Looks like Happy now taking control of those 2 watchtowers, advancing forward with these Hellions. We'll be able to maybe roast some Zerglings. Uh-oh.
8 drones in production. He's really... Haypro cuts so many corners, and it really doesn't work for him because he takes so many hits early on. We're going to have 4 Hellions here now, and he can just walk in the base. There's nothing to stop them just going into the main here, or even behind the natural mineral line. So we'll have to see where these do go.
Oh, and there he finds the hole in the defense. marches straight to the back. 12 Zerglings in production. Speed will be done. There's going to be a lot of damage dealt by Happy at this point. Getting more drones, trying to get some more kills. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
8 workers killed at this point in time. Drones now finally managing to replenish, but is that too much damage from Haypro? Or was that actually too little from Happy? He lost 4 Hellions, that's $400. Killed 8 drones, also $400 worth of minerals.
I mean, I really don't understand. He got another round of drones instead of the round of lings. If he'd switched that round of lings with the round of drones he got, he could have easily defended and still had the same amount of drones.
Yeah.
And I think it might be coming down to his practice regimen. Because if you think about in the Sweden Pro House, he plays against Show. Show doesn't really open this kind of style over and over. Therefore, it doesn't really seem that he's used to playing against this aggressive reactor Hellion style. And I don't know, it's kind of confusing.
This is a brilliant response by Haypro. You know, a lot of people will look at the 400 mineral versus 400 mineral exchange, and they'll say, oh, we lost the 4 Hellions, oh, we lost the 8 drones, it's even right now. But the one thing that Happy really lost was control of the map. Look at Happy's vision. Nothing at all. Can hardly even see his own natural expansion. Haypro responds by taking the ridiculously fast third. It is so safe. He's just getting an early Evo chamber just in case there's some sort of Banshee coming in. But once Haypro sees that this Expo is going down, Haypro is going to definitively know that he can macro up very easily.
Yeah, and I guess the way that Haypro should play this from now on is he's going to delay his lair because he's gone for this fast third. He's getting a lot of drones. What he needs to do is get that +1 melee attack a lot earlier than usual because he's delaying a lot of it. He's not even going into gas. Look at the resource balance right now, 900 to 0, and that is very late going back into gas. Actually, that's a critical mistake there. And as I was saying, he needs to get this +1 melee attack, but I don't know if he can do that anymore because he's wasted so much time with this gas. He needs to go to layer ASAP, so he's going to go to layer first, and then he needs to work on a lot more link production rather than trying to get that Spire out ASAP because he's going to get hit by another retiming attack surely, and he's just not going to have enough units out to defend against it. He needs a lot more link and more presence on this map. He's really not playing that dominant.
So right now both players in a little bit of a passive position, but Happy looks like he is about to change all of that. Collecting up his Marines, tanks, starting to move out. You see right now Happy is trying to throw down a defensive bunker at the front, does not want any sort of counterattack moving out. Looks like a counterattack is exactly what Haypro has in store. Yeah,
this is really smart by Haypro now. Go in, good counterattack, build all your units in your base again, get that critical amount of lings out, and in comes this counterattack, and it's going to do a lot of damage. The bunker is going to go down as well.
And Happy, oh no, with this extremely predictable, repetitive play, Haypro seizes the opportunity on game 3 with a huge counterattack. Supply depot is taking massive damage. Happy just needs to hope he can do enough damage to this backdoor, but Haypro going to calmly pull back.
Yeah, he can just go mine from the third base now and wait till he has that critical amount of links out.
Gosh, and if we look at the workers killed now, 14 killed by Haypro, but uh-oh, Happy's moved up to the high ground. Is the damage going to be too great?
Oh no, he's sending in lings! No, I wouldn't go in there. He needs to go all together. He's got so many idle lings on the right-hand side. Even though he does clean up that ling set, I think that's a bit of a mistake, but at the same time, Happy does clean out his natural.
Wow, and it looks like the natural falls.
And in comes the attack a little bit too late, but is going to be able to clean it up though, unsiege.
Oh, he's picking off those Marines first. The siege tank does a little bit more damage to the Marines than to the Zerglings, but Happy,
nice micro,
with a great control, takes it down. And amazingly, Haypro might actually lose if Happy continues his aggression.
Well, it's very easy to come back once you have, I mean, these mules are so efficient that you can throw a few down and get right back into it. And losing that hatchery is going to take a long time to build up again. You need to get the gas going again. And right now, all Haypro has is lings. He does have, though, 900 gas saved up, so he can build 9 Mutalisks, which will help out a bunch. But he doesn't have the money to get the, well, does he have a Baneling Nest anywhere? He doesn't have the Baneling Nest. He won't be able to get the speed out. Oh, he does have a Baneling Nest, sorry, but he doesn't have the speed yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to put Haypro in a very tenuous situation. Look at this push coming up by Happy. Does he have combat shield? No. It's halfway done. There's the scan. Wow, amazing scan. Plants it right on top of those Zerglings. So Happy's going to know that he can slow push with the tanks. Really needs to start sieging up. Oh, another money scan. This could be big.
I don't know what he should do now. I think the best decision is to pull these. I wouldn't engage
Oh, no.
now.
Oh, no.
Do not engage now. You have 11 Mutalisks in production.
Oh, no. Haypro, who did an amazing counterattack, but just is not making good decisions now that he got that lead and loses his other hatchery. I mean, Happy is going to be he's honestly going to be happy if he's able to win this game, given the amount of damage that he received early on. But 11 Mutalisks, always a threat no matter what the situation is. And look at those medevacs. One out of energy, the other rapidly dwindling down to 0.
And luckily for Haypro, these don't have any upgrades on. They are just 0 Marines. Look at the unit tab now. We have 32 Lings, 11 Mutalisks. And Happy advancing once again. If Haypro collects all his forces together, he might have enough to clean this up, especially if they're unsieged.
Oh no! Oh no! Happy in a weird position. Does he have enough Marines? He's target firing Mutalisks, but Haypro with the superior Mutalisk count cleans everything up. And in the words of the greatest Marvel vs. Capcom 2 commentator of all time, we got a real match.
And go ahead, take that 3rd base. Take that 4th base now, Haypro. As you have a lot of time. You have at least 2-3 minutes before the next wave will come. You can definitely get that economy back up and running. Use these Mutalisks to keep Happy inside his base. And you should definitely be trying to get that drone count back up. We are at 49 drones now versus 44 SCVs, but 2 orbital commands are really going to bring that basically equal.
I mean, Happy, I think, is really starting to show some super impressive mid and late game. I mean, we've seen him execute a pre-prepared build very well. A lot of players are already coming to the tournament with that expertise, but what a lot of players lack is the ability to respond in an extremely intense pressure-filled situation. Happy dealing with that counterattack in stride and pressing on, re-seizing a little bit of an advantage, and now the game has equalized. So very excited to see both these players playing well in this unorthodox spot.
Okay, and it looks like Happy is trying to move out towards his 3rd base so he can gain it for himself and get that money coming. Haypro should be going around the other side of the map to try and harass the natural. Inside the main, there's a bunch of...
Mutalisk gonna maybe pick off a tank. They just basically don't do anything.
There's a lot of exposed buildings here, reactors, factories, and tech labs here, even a tank. And he's going to go to work on that reactor here, get rid of that on the starport. Marines are coming behind, though.
Oh, Haypro losing 2 Mutalisks. Needs to be a little bit more careful about that. But, I mean, honestly, both these players, an incredible achievement to be this far in this game. Both of them have had multiple opportunities to lose and have resisted and stuck through. But notice, given the time, like, main mined out for Terran, main almost mined out for Zerg.
Here we do have Mutalisks again, doing a bit of harassment, not doing too much though, as +2 flash attack has just now been researched. Once that completes, you can go and do so much damage. And +1 bio weapons just about to finish for these Marines, as well as +1 vehicle weapons being researched. Mutalisks are going to come in for another round of harassment though. There is a factory with a tech lab there that can easily go down if he goes and focuses on it. Here he's going to take that down very fast, swift and easy. Harassment here.
Very nice play. Tech labs, even though they might seem like not the best structure to kill off, the fact is they have such few hit points. I mean, 400 means it's almost guaranteed kill. But these Marines from Happy, very well placed. And Haypro goes for it.
Whoa, very aggressive decision making there. And does get the better end of that deal for sure. And the Mutalisk count is getting up there now. We're at 20. And 2 more, 21 overall, which is a nice count. The drone count is also getting a little bit high. 65 at the moment, 15 in production. It's going to put him at 80 drones, and that is a nice drone counter right there.
Oh yeah, drone's going to be just streaming into that south base. The 5th popping up as well for Haypro, and Haypro starting to get back to that, again, very strong stride we saw in Game 1. Haypro showing that if he can just hold on long enough, he can mount extremely aggressive late-game pushes.
And a lot of Banelings and Banelings being morphed. It looks like he might maybe blow up the 3rd base.
Oh, that would be a very strong counterplay. Ordinarily, that's pretty strong, but given how late we are in the game, these later expansions are critical.
Wait, what are you doing? He's going to actually reveal these Ling and Banelings to the Xel'Naga Tower that the Marine has control of.
Oh.
Ooh. And the drones, oh my god, about 25 drones just go down, I'm sure. And look at that, down to 65, 15 drones in total go down.
Oh, SCVs getting annihilated. Oh, Haypro. An excellent answer to the South expansion loss. More than happy to sack it. The main from Happy. Open, vulnerable, flying right into the only place with the turrets, and the Thor might come in to do a little extra damage, but right now Happy is the one in a lot of trouble. Happy did kill off the South expansion, but every other base from Liquid Haypro is very far away.
This map is so big. It's what Happy's like, what do I do? Do I go back and defend? It takes too long. Do I go and attack? And now he's going to go ahead and attack. He's going to sacrifice his natural engineering base. Supply depots are all going to go down, but Happy, what is he going to do with these units? He's going to siege up, but a lot of Lings are coming in.
Oh, getting the perfect surround, but is the tank fire doing too much damage? It doesn't even matter. Haypro cleans it up.
Haypro, what's up? You're a pro. Haypro, look at that. Cleans out the natural, cleans out that attack by Happy, and now Happy left at 68 food compared to 140 now. The SCV count dropped down to a miserable 30 compared to 77. Haypro really driving this car in this game.
I mean, a lot of people like to tag Haypro as the Zerg who plays a relatively strong style, but nothing too flairful about it. But you know what? Haypro's incredible strength is his remarkable decision-making under pressure, has been in weird spots all game long and always come out with a great set of decisions. And here he is, picking off more SCVs at the Expo. Happy has to pray for a good Thor shot.
He's going to need a little bit more than the Thor shot to get back in this game, unfortunately. I mean, looking at these Lings, and he's going to try and Magic Box. Wow, but it's kind of a bad idea. I think a lot of Marines were there to help back that up, but 5th base is going up again for Haypro. And Happy kind of stabilizing. 75 food versus 146 though, but does he have enough? Marines full in that medivac.
Uh-oh. Haypro again having a little bit of sloppiness, loses 3 Mutalisks relatively quickly. The Marines do so much damage, but man, 1-0 upgrades. Very, very behind. We see that Haypro is already at 2-1 for his Banelings and Zerglings.
And 3-1. Not so far away. Bora is being reset. 16 more Lings. Greater Spy also being morphed in. Mulus trying to come in to do a bit more harassment. This Thor is going to repel anything on this natural area though. And that 3rd base is, well, been up and running for a long time for Happy. That's really the strong point of this game for him. He does have a 4th command center there, turning it to an orbital there and then so he can start to build up that energy to try and crawl back into this game. But there are a lot of Lings spread across this map in all possible 4th base locations. And Haypro identifies that his opponent's still on 3rd base. He doesn't really need to attack. He can just simply go up to that Broodlord composition like we saw on Metalopolis earlier and really go to town on Happy.
And oh no, the back vulnerable yet again. Happy will repel, but you know, I'm questioning this placement of armory and engineering bay. Most Terrans actually just go into autopilot and just plant depots and key structures behind the minerals, but often those can be big, big points of vulnerability. Now Haypro throwing down the spine crawlers, mainly there to buy time while the Broodlords get constructed.
Couple of hits from the Thor there. But if you look at the mineral patches of both bases, really, the natural and the 3rd base, it's almost mined out. And Haypro is checking this base, well, planting Lings there, burrowed, so it's going to be harder for Happy to expand. And now we're getting up to that Greater Spy has now finished. Corruptors should be turning into Broodlords just now with all these Infestors, Spine Crawlers, and I don't know, this is going to be pretty hard. The chance of survival for Happy is going to be so hard right now, as if you just look at the vision of Haypro, look at that. Look, he sees like 90% of the map. It's insane.
I mean, it is the exact opposite story for the Terran player. I mean, playing completely in the dark, this attack, the biggest aspect of it is prayer. I hope this is going to be enough, even salvaging a bunker, because he is so low on funds, and he's going to plant down some more great scans. Well, perhaps not the best Baneling burrow ever, but I don't think Haypro needs it.
And Broodlords are coming up now. 6 in total. And as soon as Happy sees this, he's going to be quite upset really, because he just doesn't have, the only anti-air he has is all these Marines and a defensive Thor, which is nowhere to be seen actually. I don't even know where that Thor went to. Oh, it's in the middle of the tank, sorry. I can see it.
Diapollo playing Where's Waldo with the Thor. Where is it? Well, here it is, Diapollo. I found him.
It's like right in the middle of my screen.
But it looks like we're going to be getting up to 9 Brood Lords. I mean 7. Almost won the game in Series 1. Happy has to hope that these units don't catch up, but swarming in Haypro with Mutalisks, Banelings, and Infestors, and amazingly Happy is able to knock out the first wave, but Broodlords almost act like a full army of their own with those Broodlings spawning, and Happy getting pressed back. Has been putting up an amazing show, but Haypro, just too strong.
And there's no reason for Haypro to even turn back now. He can just go ahead, assault this natural, and with only Marines, there's no way he can combat this. There's a bunch of Infestors underneath. The Broodlords can easily fungal growth the entirety of that Marine force. And look at that Borrowed Ling once again preventing the expansion of Happy. And Happy just calls GG's and taps out.
Happy put on a very solid showing in that series. But again, Haypro, people love to pin him as that Zerg who's okay but will never do well in a tournament. Showcasing that the skill that you haven't seen enough of is his incredible decision-making under pressure. I mean, all those counters, so well planted. Every single one of those Mutalisks moving around the edges, picking things off. Most Zergs would have crumbled to Happy there, but Haypro impressively taking that series 2-1. So and will be off in a good spot to advance to day 3.
Yeah, and just thinking of Happy now as a player, I really haven't seen too much of his TVZ. I've seen a lot of his TVT and a lot of his TVP, and those are his strongest matchups by far. His TVT is insane. Goody was renowned as one of the best TVT players in Europe for a very long time, almost invincible. Happy just demolishes this guy very easily, and I think that follows up to our next matchup quite well.
That
which
is correct.
Gonna be...
Wait. Next matchup is Happy versus Bomber. Bomber, currently the #1 ranked ELO Terran, even above those tip-top names like MMA, like MVP. People are extremely excited to see Bomber at this tournament because he took down MVP 4-2 in the Code A finals. Let's see if Happy can put some wins on the table versus Bomber's first big showcase casted match here at Dreamhack. Do not go anywhere after this short break. We're going to see some high-level TVT action. I'm Day 9.
And I'm Diapollo.
Don't go anywhere. This is Dreamhack Summer 2011, Day 2.
The faster, lighter protection. ESET Nod 32 antivirus gives you less lag and more frag for your Windows, Mac or Linux computer.